have beaten everything but the very end of Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
Have you did you ever beat the end of that? Legit, not on an emulator with quick saves?
I couldn't. I mean, like, you know this. I'm sure that if you guys have ever played that game before, you know that the final boss is kind of
I would love us to let's play that.
I think you would.
You know what? I think I would.
All right, you want to play it?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be great to let's play that game with you playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Me? No. I think... So, I don't know if this has been announced. In August, can I say?
Sure.
Okay. So, I think this August, Ethan is coming out, and we're going to record some Game Mavericks stuff.
And you think that it would be a good idea to play Castlevania 3?
I think we should, and this is a legitimate thing. I think we need to clean all of the skeletons out of the closet. I'm talking Star Fox Adventures. I'm talking
We're not playing
Castlevania 3. I'm talking, hell, maybe we can even do a complimentary Jak 2 playthrough.
No.
That would be great if we recorded Let's Play while you played that game for the channel. That's 2 birds with 1 stone. You get a full Let's Play. That's tons of work out of the way. And you'll have footage of Jak 2, and you'll be able to play it. And everybody will get to witness you actually playing a game and sort of look into the
Here's the thing about that, is that now that you've done some editing, you know how much work goes into an LP.
Sure.
You know how long it can take for one to finish. And I hear that Jak 2 is actually really, really long.
Okay.
And honestly, I mean, like, I don't know if... I haven't really started recording for that yet, folks. Maybe it's really good. Maybe I will really hate it. I'm suspecting more the latter, honestly. But
I know.
I'm going to try to be as open-minded as I can, because that wouldn't be fair to the game, you know?
Well, that is true. Listen, I've seen him play Jak 2, and I've seen him play games like Jak 2. He likes to forget his experience of games.
He's gone through reapproach things I hate with an open mind.
I will say, like the other phase we were talking about, you like go through phases with video games. Sometimes you cannot let go of a grudge, and other times, like now that you've become a super professional, as they say, as you can tell with all these recording fuck ups we always have. And now that you're super professional, you're very objective. But I know you will absolutely love Jak 2, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You'll love it. You'll wake up in the morning and be like, I gotta play more Jak 2!
I think a Castlevania 3 playthrough is a possibility, but I don't think...
Star Fox Adventures? Come on.
I don't think game and Jak 2 are gonna...
Star Fox Adventures.
Because I don't want to make a playthrough of a game where I'm just hating on it the whole time. Because, you know, certain big shot Let's Players do that, and I don't respect them for it.
Okay. What if you haven't played Star Fox Adventures in a while? You play a little bit of it to record just a little bit of it. This is what I'm saying. Not Jak 2, because you'll be reviewing that. Okay, you've convinced me. And it's long. But Star Fox Adventures is Michael's... That is the brain. The rotting and decomposing brain of the skeleton in Michael's closet. You have to understand. Castlevania 3, Star Fox Adventures. I demand it.
So, as you noticed back there, with that thing I just broke, that was an example of what Eric was talking about before. In order to get some of the crystal shards in this game and reach the true ending of the game, you'll sometimes have to mix particular power-ups together and use it to open your way to crystal shards. And if you don't have it, and you don't know that that's what you need, well, you're just going to have to replay the entire level again with that combination. Sorry about that, but that's why I recommend, you know, like, if you're going to 100% this game, just bust out a guide. I sure as hell did when I practiced for this.
That is definitely the worst aspect of this game, I think. Because it's weird for a Kirby game. Kirby games are pretty straightforward.
Really, the power-ups you need are in the level itself, But like, unless if you know that that's what you need, like you're not gonna know to grab it. Like there was a rock guy at the beginning of that last level, and then there was a spark guy towards the end, right after the thing you needed to break open. But if you don't know that those are the two power-ups you need, what is gonna make you think that, oh, I should grab this rock guy at the beginning of the stage and hold on to him for the entire thing? Know what I mean?
Yes, it's frustrating. What I want to know, you know what I would legitimately be interested in? There might be some noise right now. Don't worry. What I would be legitimately interested in people's opinions on game and completion rates. There's games like this that where, in order to basically have the satisfying ending, the real ending, you need to get 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are games where if you get 100%, basically nothing happens. For example, game we're playing right now, Mario Sunshine, spoiler warning, you get a JPEG, a postcard. Or then there's the next step up in stuff like Wario World, which we also played, which you can click on this link of a DNA, a 3D DNA,
no,
spinning counterclockwise at 12 newtons per second.
How do you expect me to get that?
I expect you to edit hard and edit harder. Edit hard 3. Edit harder, motherfucker. Melon farmer. Anyway, so on and so forth. And so, what do you think? What's your favorite? What do you think should you think? Do you think you should have to get 100% in a game to basically beat it for real? And if not, do you think you should get anything, or like?
Well, you want to know what's actually kind of worse is games where they force you to get 100% to even beat the game. Period. Which is like Super Princess Peach is a game that does that.
I have not played that since 2000.
Basically, what happens is all the toads get captured, and then in order for you to unlock the final boss battle, you have to save every toad in every level.
You know what? I do vaguely remember going back through and getting all the toads.
And like that was probably one of the first games I ever literally like fully completed. And I honestly didn't. Because the thing is, like, if you guys have watched my reviews right now, you'll know that while I'm not like a hyper completionist where like I'll get all the achievements and whatnot.
You're not. If there are Gerald the Comportionist.
Yeah, or Gerard or whatever his name is. No,
his name is Gerald the Comportionist.
Comportionist?
Yes. Geralt of Rivia the Comportionist is his name.
I mean, like, I'm not like that, but if there are optional collectibles I can get that sort of like, you know, incentivize me to play the game,
or you just really like the game,
or if well, there's that, but then I will do it, and generally I'll enjoy it. It depends on and how well the game, you know, sort of designs it. Like, if you guys saw my review of Donkey Kong Country 3 recently, you'll know that I think that's one game that, you know, didn't handle all of its side quests particularly well, and it kind of slowed the game down. Kirby 64 is not one of those games, in my opinion. I mean, like, the level design, it's pretty easy to see where you're going, and it's pretty easy to tell what's the way forward.
It's
and
a Kirby game.
Like, exactly. And, like, most of the crystal shards, besides the ones that you need the combos to get, are in plain sight, and they're pretty easy to find. I mean, like, beyond those, I really don't have any complaints about 100%ing this, really. I mean, like, it's the one complaint I have is a pretty big one, but, you know.
Yes.
Alright, so before we go to that level...
And those crayon graphics. My god!
This is one... I mean, like, this is being upscaled on my Wii U, but this is one gorgeous-looking Nintendo 64 game, regardless. It was a late-release title, 2000, actually. Because they were still making 5th-gen games back then for, you know, even in 2000.
It's one of those games where you're like, this is an awful-looking GameCube game. It's for Nintendo 64.
What was that?
That was me saying.
Eric, I've heard a lot of voices in my day, but that one takes the cake.
And I think I invented a new character. His name is Floozy Wutzman. And I do like they should make every rock power in all Kirby games like this. Because 9 out of 10 times the rock power
You know
sucks.
what? I guess See, I guess if I had to pick my favorite Krabby, like your favorite one's Nightmare in Dreamland, right?
Yes, I love Nightmare in Dreamland.
All right. I mean, like, and I'm learning that there is an audience for that.
Probably a lot of nostalgia, but I love that game.
My problem is, and I sort of, I guess if I was ever to review the Kirby series, I would probably go into this, but I guess to make a long story short, with Kirby's Adventure for the NES, that's when they introduced the idea of, oh, you swallow an enemy and then you get their power. And it was really cool. And for what it was, take the left path, by the way, that goes to a shard. But, you know, for what it was, they did it well for an NES game. Yeah, great. It was
No, I meant right then when you had to guess.
Yeah, that's one of the bad ones. But to be fair, there are only 2 choices, you know, so you can't...
So there's a 50-50 of fucking up.
And it's relatively early on in the stage as well. It's not the worst thing ever.
It's not good game design, though.
Still, I think one of the ways that Adventure and Nightmare in Dreamland, the remake, have aged is that, you know, the copy abilities are way inferior to the way they were in Superstar. Because in Superstar, they made it so that each power-up wasn't just like I can throw a bomb, or I can slice at enemies with like a sword, and that's it. They made the powers, or the copy abilities, their own different play styles. Like, there were so many things you could do with even just like the beam ability, which is my favorite one.
In Superstar?
In Superstar, yeah. Like you could charge it up and shoot it at people. You could grab enemies and shoot them away. You could run, then jump, and then like rain down a bunch of beam bullets from the ceiling or from the air.
Yes, I will say that Nightmare in Dreamland is one of the most basic in terms that there's a lot of powers that are in Superstar and in what's the other main one I'm thinking of?
I mean, and so like that's what they did for Superstar. But then when they released Dreamland 3, which was the prequel to this game, it was released before, and
that the one with the hamster?
Yes. So what that game did is they pretty much
got grade A hamster physics.
Not only did it have less copy abilities, than, you know, Superstar or Adventure even.
Most people consider it the prelude, if you will, that hamster engine to the Unreal Engine. It was called Hamster, but there was no E before the R. Hamster. It was really good.
It was developed in Amsterdam. Anyway.
One time, somebody's car broke down outside of Nintendo, and because their engine was broke, so they actually put the Hamster game engine inside the vehicle, and it worked. That's how great the Hamster engine. Go on with what you were talking about.
But you know, so like Dreamland 3 basically reverted to the Kirby's Adventure copy ability system, but the innovation there was that there were a bunch of animal friends that I think were also in Dreamland 2. Like the hamster. There was a hamster, there was an owl, there was a bird, there was a fish, and then there was like a little blob.
There was a plane. No, that's Lex Luthor, and who is in the real world, quite alive and well.
And still out to get you.
That's true. I
grab this bomb guy at the beginning of the stage.
I forget the actual wording of the end to Superman 64. Please forgive me.
A true classic, if you will.
That is basically considered like the E.T. of the Nintendo 64 era, isn't it? Am I wrong there?
Apparently, and I learned this from my friend, the Side Quest Gamer, when I watched his review recently, is that apparently the game, it was rushed. First of all,
really, that is not a common theme with most terrible video games.
But in order for the game to be released, it had to go to Warner Brothers for approval, and that approval period took 6 months because they wanted to make sure that they used the Superman character right. And then it passed after 6 months, but in the meanwhile, they could have fixed the game and made it a hell of a lot better than it was. And I thought that was kind of ridiculous.
6 months of better and higher quality games. That means there are also games that came out that were better at the time, that were 6 months better. You know how generally as time goes on, the games usually they look better. You know what I mean? Like how this is a late N64 game.
Yeah.
And Super Mario 64 is an early one. And you can sort of see the difference. That 6 months period could make even more of a difference, although there's probably many more problems.
Alright, so you need the bomb and electric ability in order to see the pattern in the background. So, looks like tier, cloud, sun. If you do not have this, you will not know which one to press. So, tier, clued,
Weird.
sun. And that'll make the thingy appear.
That is fucking weird and stupid. That is so... Oh, gee. Oh dear. I don't like that, Michael. I don't like
Eric
that one
is not
board.
a fan of that Graham design.
I don't like that one board.